Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi, welcome to the Elizabeth Duff Transit Center at WeGo Central. Oh, this is just such a special place, and it gets more and more special every time I come here. It's so exciting. And so exciting that we share this space with Memorial Auditorium. What an iconic space for Nashville, and so historic. All of this land that we sit on is so historic, and just so grateful to be here to introduce another opportunity for Nashvillians to enjoy transit. We love our partnership with Memorial Auditorium, and grateful that this space, this plaza that we stand in today, is welcoming a new venture for Nashville. The WeGo Market. The WeGo Market, it has some of the best vegetables. I just went over there and looked at some, and I think I'm going to pick up a little something for dinner. I think it's got a few little desserts too, so that'll make it even better, right? I know I should just stay with the fresh fruit, but nah, they got some real good sweetness over there. But the WeGo Market is a partnership between WeGo Public Transit and the Nashville Farmers Market. And we're just so excited about that because the Nashville Farmers Market has been here for so many people in Nashville for so long. And for us to be able to partner with it for our Nashvillians is quite a great opportunity for Nashville and beyond. So we're going to be expanding access to fresh produce and local food vendors for our transit riders and downtown residents and workers. And while we're doing this, we're promoting health equity and so many community connections. While we're down here on the Plaza shopping for our produce and other items, we have an opportunity to talk to one another, to be neighbors with one another, to be in community with one another. And I think that's what transit does so well, and that's what equitable transit does. And that's what we do here at WeGo. We work very hard for equitable transit for all. So it's great to be here. This collaboration will provide fresh produce access in the area impacted by not a lot of stores that have fresh produce available in this space. I think that provides opportunities. So you're on your way home, you just stop and pick up something, and it makes it so much easier. And we want to support local food entrepreneurs. And I urge all of you to stop by and visit them before you leave here. And again, we're strengthening health equity and health outcomes for all of our citizens, and we're doing it through transit-centered solutions. So thank you all for being here. I'm just so excited to be here with all of you. And next, I'm going to introduce our CEO, Steve Bland. It's always an opportunity to work with Steve and to launch these new projects with him. Grateful to be chair of the MTA board and do this with our CEO. Steve, thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you. Can I get a round of applause for our board chair, Gail Carr-Williams? Well, I first of all want to join Gail in thanking the farmers market and their vendors for joining us in this enterprise. Improving access to healthy food is one of the key objectives of our system and access. So it's an awesome opportunity to partner. I would be remiss if I didn't touch on the projects and services that last November's initiative, Mayor O'Connell's Choose How You Move initiative, will allow WeGo Public Transit to pursue. And it's not only about building the spaces, like 12 additional neighborhood and regional transit centers, park and ride facilities, new downtown transit facilities, and of course, massively expanded transit service to make it easier for all residents of Nashville to get around the city and around the region. But it's also the opportunity to expand on these kinds of partnerships that have proven so successful for us, both here at the Elizabeth Duff Transit Center and also at the Dr. Rip Patton Jr. North Nashville Transit Center. And I think it's particularly symbolic this week as we actually engage in the first round of service expansion under Choose How You Move. Fresh new service on a number of our routes, serving midday, improving midday frequencies, evening frequencies, and weekend frequencies. One of the requests we hear most from our riders is improving the frequency of service on our key routes on evenings, middays, and weekends. So it's been our delight this week to start bringing that together. And also, as a lead-in, Mr. Mayor, toward future improvements, we had the opportunity earlier today to graduate 22 brand new bus operators through our WeGo Academy class. So more service, more facilities, more partnerships coming your way. But today we're here to celebrate the WeGo Market, and in particular, this partnership with the Nashville Farmers Market. Gail talked about the iconic space that Municipal Auditorium is. Certainly the Nashville Farmers Market is also one of those iconic Nashville spaces that's just a living place, and every time I get to go down there, I'm just blown away by the diversity of food and vendors and just the communal space that we have. So I would like to introduce Daryl Lane, the director of our Nashville Farmers Market. Daryl?
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here and be a part of the WeGo Farmers Market. I would like to just say a couple things. First, I want to say thanks for letting us be a partner. WeGo is actually the second farmers market that the Nashville Farmers Market is sponsoring, and this is actually a very important objective of ours, to be able to reach and expand further out into Nashville to see what we can do as a major contributor for food sourcing. So we're very excited to do that. I also would need to say thank you very much to Yolanda Manning. She is the programs manager for the farmers market, and she is the person that we can all thank for talking to all the vendors that we do have and all the future vendors we're going to have to make sure that we can get the things that we need at the WeGo Market, fresh food and other things that small businesses will be providing. So the big question I'd like to kind of present to everybody and just have you think on this for a moment is, why the Nashville Farmers Market? Like, why are we here? And I guess what I'd like to tell everybody is, we are a continuation of a story. The story that began in 1800 when we had a farmer's market down near our courthouse, and it was nothing but a bunch of farm trucks and various things going on. Over the course of the years since 1800, we've moved a couple times, and now we are where we are on Rosa Parks. So this evolution story of remaining within the Nashville city, and through all the changes that we've occurred in our development as a city, believe it or not, our Nashville Farmers Market has always been there. And it's exciting for me to represent the market and let you know that. We have at the market right now just a couple things to kind of share with you that is important, I'd like to say, and as we're focusing on our past, our present, and our future and activities. And jumping forward to the present is where WeGo comes in. It's like, now what are we going to do to try to help grow Nashville and grow Nashville's food sources for the areas that need food? So I would like to say that there's a lot of work that goes into this, and I know there's a lot of players that I'm not going to mention, but I would like to say that it is, once again, a pleasure to represent the Nashville Farmers Market. It is one of the best nationally known farmers markets in the United States, and we want to continue to show the pride of Nashville and represent our city in every way we can. So when it comes to WeGo, we are a partner forever. So congratulations. All right, and next I would like to introduce our councilman from District 19, Jacob Kupin. He supports us all. Thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for coming out in the heat to join us for a phenomenal event. And thanks, Daryl. I got to meet Daryl very early as I was running for office and getting elected, and the work he's done in the downtown farmers market in my district and throughout the city is just incredible. And you know, early on I heard a number of the kind of plans he had for the farmers market in our city, and to see this start to come to fruition is really incredible. And so is the WeGo Market, and it's a great partnership, as you heard earlier, with WeGo Transit, the city, the farmers market, and starting today and every second and fourth Wednesday through October, from 2 to 5 p.m., we will have access to fresh fruits and vegetables here, access to food for all folks who are coming through the downtown core, coming through our central station. And the goal here is simple: bringing fresh, healthy, local food to where people already are. We know that in our city, food access is so important, and it's a challenge. It's something that I've seen in my neighborhood with the temporary closure of Kroger as they were redeveloping and trying to figure out where can people go to get fresh groceries, and really great to be able to share with them and others that they can come down here, take a quick bus ride, and get some great food. This also partners with, as you've heard already, the Choose How You Move initiative, which we resoundingly passed last year. And seeing that increased frequency, seeing that midday and evening and weekend service, again, it all kind of comes together for this great Nashville experience of food access, of transit access, and all these great initiatives that we're working on. And Choose How You Move, we are really excited to have a phenomenal new leader, Sabrina Sussman, who is coming to work with us. She, as you may know, worked with Mayor Pete Buttigieg at the U.S. Department of Transportation. She brings a decade of experience in transportation and transportation experience. We are so lucky to have her. I'm so excited to get to work with her. And so without further ado, Sabrina Sussman.
Thank you, Councilman. This is really an exciting opportunity. We're experiencing something that's really important. We are activating this space here at WeGo Central as a tangible example of what's ahead for Nashville, where we're going. Choose How You Move's dedicated funding gives WeGo and other agencies the freedom to worry a little bit less about funding and a little more about what our neighbors need, like the WeGo Market. Standing here today, I am so excited for the work that's already underway and the improvements to come. Already, Choose How You Move is fueling a significant increase in transit service, including more sheltered transit stops, faster service for more hours, because our city runs 24/7, not 9 to 5, more crosstown and local routes so that we get to where we're going with fewer transfers, and on-demand options every day of the week for paratransit rides. That is your half penny at work. We want transit to be accessible and convenient for everyone. That's why we're increasing the frequency of service on our 6 busiest routes, so our riders get to where they're going faster. On Route 55, which runs on Murfreesboro Pike, riders will now see a bus approaching in less than 15 minutes all night long. The same is true for riders on Route 56, Gallatin Pike, Route 23, Dickerson, and Route 50, Charlotte. And on Route 6 along Lebanon, buses will be arriving twice as often, from every hour to every 30 minutes. See, I'm learning the local geography, sir. Thank you. The popular Access on Demand service is now providing door-to-door service with people for disabilities every day of the week and on holidays. This gives our paratransit riders the convenience of moving around the city any day they choose by scheduling a ride as little as 15 to 30 minutes in advance. And because not everyone lives close to a bus stop, we have 2 new zones for WeGo Link, giving riders in Maplewood Broadmoor of East Nashville and Elm Hill Pike outside of Donaldson a discounted trip through Uber, Mobility Solutions, and Z-Trip to certain transit stops throughout Nashville. These changes are saving real time and money for people using transit and make it easier to move around the city. And that's your half penny at work. As we're adding more service, we're also adding more job opportunities. As Steve mentioned, I was so proud to join him today in the graduation of 22 new WeGo bus operators, the largest class in WeGo's history. Those new operators join a fleet of people, allowing WeGo to expand operations to serve more people more conveniently, faster, and in more places. Long term, we'll see 12 more transit centers enabling far more crosstown routes, giving riders more options and time saved because the buses run more often and get them to where they go without a stop downtown. That is your half penny at work. Those investments equals time saved here too, at the Elizabeth Dove Transit Center, where we get to celebrate this great partnership today with WeGo Market. The WeGo Market not only reflects Choose How You Move's program's goal to improve safety and convenience for commuters, but it improves quality of life for Nashvillians facing food insecurity. This initiative ties healthy food access into daily commutes, bringing local produce and fresh food to downtown riders and our neighbors who have limited funds and opportunity to access affordable and healthy food. By funding these transit improvements and the strategic partnerships, Choose How You Move laid the foundation for WeGo Market. The market is a living example of how better transit systems can build healthier and more connected communities. And that's all made possible by the voters and by our next speaker. It's my honor to introduce the person who's leading our work to make all of this possible, Mayor Freddie O'Connell.
Well, it's a great day to share so much good news as Steve brings new bus operators into the fleet. We're excited. I'm arriving from the just graduated session 118 at the Metro Nashville Police Department, so we're bringing officers on board as we bring operators on board. So it's a good day. So good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to thank and congratulate all the partners gathered here. WeGo Public Transit, the Nashville Farmers Market, Municipal Auditorium. Councilmember Coopin, thank you for being here. Gail, thank you for representing the board. This is how Nashville is supposed to work. It's symbolic. Standing here today, celebrating this market is an example of what's coming to all corners of Davidson County. Better transportation opportunities, convenience, and accessibilities. And of course, as we expand frequency and service levels and have more people riding transit, these markets wind up reaching more Nashvillians. So today is a celebration of hard work and collaboration. The Choose How You Move referendum saw 66% of voters come together to say we can do better. And we are. Just like Nashvillians a year ago, many people here today got in a room and had a similar conversation. We knew we could activate this space, give it purpose, serve critical needs in the community, and now we celebrate WeGo Market and with it improved access to healthy, fresh food in an area of town where that is needed. I want to thank my fellow speakers for their leadership, for taking the committee's recommendation to heart and putting it into practice. So we had a lot of people who together said, what if we were better able to utilize this space? Thank you for your work and the vision, the collaboration that brought this together. And I think as we think about that level of partnership, when we talked about Choose How You Move, you heard 4 key principles: sidewalks, signals, service, and safety. It's great to have Captain Brian Williams with us here today. He's the Metro Nashville Police Department's first ever transit liaison, and he's about to get some needed help. Choose How You Move allowed us to fund 29 new transit division officers to support safety for everybody riding transit. And I'll say already we see signs of a focus on safety paying off. In the last 2 weeks, we have 0 reports of any violent or property crime at any of WeGo's transit centers. And so far this year, we already have a 50% reduction in crime at all transit locations. And that's important because transit centers do more than move people. They connect people to jobs, to healthcare, to schools, and to opportunity. And when done with the community, like WeGo did with the Dr. Ernest Rip Patton North Nashville Community Transit Center, these centers reflect the rich history and people of a community and become gathering spaces for their neighborhoods. As Sabrina mentioned, we're building 12 new transit centers in Davidson County. As a direct result of Choose How You Move, they become destinations themselves over time, drawing people together through art, activities, and things like pop-up farmers markets. Now, this is one thing we can do to take on our food desert challenge. It's not the only thing. And again, among the many items of news today, with people joining important parts of our workforce, with important ridership changes emerging as a direct result of Choose How You Move, with a new pop-up farmers market, I also want to share another piece of exciting news. As a result of Aria and Jamari and our team, we are starting a request for information to hear directly from people close to the issue of food deserts. There is an RFI coming for a food security project. We want to hear from community leaders, grocery operators, food advocates, developers, farmers, and residents. We're sourcing ideas about bringing community-focused grocery stores directly into underserved areas, so when Kroger closes on Monroe Street, we know that entire communities don't suffer from a lack of access to groceries. The RFI isn't yet a formal proposal request. It is an open invitation for ideas, but it is an expression of full intent. We want to improve food access in neighborhoods across the city, building bridges to healthier outcomes. And that is what we're doing here today. The launch of WeGo Market is a step forward, one that meets people where they are, gives them access to fresh produce from local farms. We're responding to the challenge of food insecurity in part here, but we're doing more than that. We're also growing the local economy by helping people who grow our food. This month, we're seeing a loss of $3 million in funding that would have allowed Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee to purchase fresh food directly from Middle and West Tennessee farmers. This comes after Second Harvest discovered in April that they would lose access to an estimated 30% of the food provided by the USDA, and the local food purchase assistance program would be canceled. The so-called mega bill that just passed cuts about $230 billion from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, over the next 10 years, according to the Congressional Budget Office. That program serves about 42 million Americans and 10% of people living in Tennessee. Whether we have federal support or not, we're going to keep pushing on programs that bring dignity and opportunity for more Nashville residents. Programs like Choose How You Move and the community-driven approach here We're trying to do this everywhere from the East Bank to places like Clark UMC's first affordable housing development, the new St. Mary Villa Child Development Center at Renewal House out on Brick Church Pike for recovering mothers and their families. We're going to keep pushing on projects that bring voice and better community engagement, like the Jefferson Street Corridor Study now underway. We are working with property owners, business owners, and residents in the development of a comprehensive plan for Jefferson Street and the surrounding area, and you've probably heard recently that is being supplemented throughout North Nashville by a $20 million investment by Fifth Third Bank. We're investing unprecedented resources into overall affordability, including especially housing. And add to this our work to identify a long-term solution to address Nashville's food deserts and food insecurity across Davidson County. We're excited to hear everyone's ideas in that. And in the meantime, this market, WeGo Market, moves us forward, and I'm excited to go shopping right now. So thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.